If you marry, your trouble really begins. If you marry brave woman, every day pambata will let it to tabatu. If you marry baza woman, every day full money, Tonika Mudiari, Chinika Bonnie Monkey, you play that of you. If you marry Buza woman, every day talk walking, the winning Ganaya. If you marry woman, every day Pasayama and Jaffin Lafao. So ya put your way, come my pull away. Kalokalia way, back in water. If you marry Guinea woman, she was shopping your little teeth. Some put on faces like angels, but we got to know them in reality. They are worse than a little devil. If you marry Sarah woman, every day trouble, darling, by my issues and my little father. So ya put your work down my put away. If you marry man or woman here in the morning. If you marry power woman, call it for you. If you marry grand woman here, every day fire go, in a soup fire go. If you marry crew woman here, in the morning pepper. If you marry many woman, every day is summer. And so, good evening, folks. We'd like to say welcome this evening to BKS Television. Welcome to the Hit Out program here on BKS TV. My name is Junior Payne, your regular host of the show. Tonight, I'm here with Shadrach G. Tobe, and the rest of the panelists will be joining us here this evening. We have 4 minutes past 8 o'clock in Liberia, 4 minutes past 3 o'clock in Minnesota, USA. We are 4 minutes past 10 o'clock in Rwanda, East Africa. If you're just joining us tonight on the show, we'd like to say welcome. This is BKS TV. We relay on Voice of BKS in Buto Town, Nima County. And of course, we're live on Facebook and YouTube at BKS Television Liberia. Today is a fascinating day. Today is a great one. And of course, the day is September 4, 2025. And we are here again to bring you happiness around Liberia and outside of Liberia too as well. On today's edition of the show, we will be hosting Mr. Adonis Gusian. Mr. Adonis Gusian is the chairman of the Nima University Faculty Association, NUFA for short. He'll be joining us on the show tonight. Yesterday, the Nima University Faculty Association held a press conference. And in that press conference, they said they will be disengaging from every academic activities on the campus at the end of the final exams. And I listened to that press conference, and the chairman said in his press briefing that after all of the faculties have administered their exams, they would tell them not, or they are calling on them not to submit any other grades. They should keep them in their possession. So Mr. G. Adonis Gusian will be joining us here tonight on the show. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. He will be joining us on the show this evening to tell us what is prompting their decision. And we will be having a lengthy conversation with them here tonight on the show. And of course, UL Comptroller Tongo Gibson today during the Senate Committee on Education public hearing, he said the University of Liberia didn't receive 1 million United States dollars as it is being said by the Liberian Senate. We also will be playing a little recording from that hearing today. Of course, these plus many more stories here tonight on the Itao. We will be bringing you all of the latest happenings today. All of them. We're going to be bringing you all of the latest happening today on the show. But we're going to go for this break. When we come back, we dive quickly into what's on your mind. Shadrach is already in the back. We're seeing our guests already in the back. So we go for this break. When we come back, we will continue with the discussion here tonight. Keep tuned, keep listening. We have Elvis Tama watching us from Elvis on 2 Community San Cole. Elvis, good evening to you and welcome to the show this evening. Uh, so let's bring on Shadrach. Mr. Togbe, good evening and welcome to the show, Chief. How you doing? You are muted, Chief.
And good evening to our listening audience out there through YouTube, Radio Land, Facebook, whatsoever medium. It's good to be here again to discuss issues concerning our country, our county, and district, as well. Now we are here to say what is important and also to share with our brothers who on their way coming as guests tonight to also share with all what are the grievances. Again, there are a couple of issues around the country today. Interestingly, I'm also excited to see our traditional leaders from NEMA to resolve issues between two brothers, the vice president and the senator of our county. So when I saw that news today, I was like, okay, thank God at least the others have been involved. Things will be okay between them. However, on the national scene, I also excited to see Ministry of Education intervening on behalf of children who dropped from school 2 years now to get back in school, so they are waived registration fee across I think it was 7 counties, and also to provide book bags for these kids so they can get back to school. And their partner school on the occasion, the program is a UNICEF. So that's a good news for children who don't have the ability, the resources to go to school, so at least they can get back to school. I was so excited to see that news today. Thank you so much, Junior. We're going to see our brother Guzian and others to talk to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Shadrach. Our guest is already on. I hopefully today we will not be very long on the show. But if you're listening to us, please try to turn on your camera and let's start the conversation here tonight, Chief. If you are hearing me, please turn on your camera and let's start the conversation.
Yes, good evenings. I'm in a challenging areas where the camera will not be on because of lights. I
Okay,
was, yes. And to introduce myself, I'm G. Adonis Guesia.
okay.
Yes, it's G. Adonis Guesia, the faculty head of Nimba University. And thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much for being on here tonight. We had a conversation today, and hopefully you are here. I'd like to appreciate you for being here tonight. So let's dive straightly into the issue. What's unfolding on the campus of Neiman University when it comes to the faculty association?
Thank you. And I said, welcome to all listeners. As I said, I'm G. Adonis Guesia, the faculty head of Nimba University. Your news carry out that we suspended all academic activities after the ongoing examination, Minnesota, and we are stand by it. Yes, we are suspending all academic activities on Nimba University campus. We are disengaging in any other academic activities until what we listed up there, like replacing of faculty that was that were retired from the national payroll. You can record in 2004, the government of Liberia came up and carried on retirement in the nation, which Nimba University faculty were affected also. In Nimba University, we witnessed the retirement of 28 instructors and support staff, including administrators. From there, the retirement, the replacement process has since started last year, November, which we all agree and people were recruited to be part of the retirement. To replace those retirements in classrooms. But up to date, I can tell you, the vice president for academic affairs, administration, not academic affairs, administrations was retired, and he was immediately replaced in August. The vice president for institution advancement was retired, and he was replaced in the same August. From there, we witnessed even the dean of Health Science College was retired and he was replaced. The dean of admission was retired and he was replaced. The associate vice president for institution advancement was promoted to the vice president and he was replaced also. I want to simply tell you that all those administrative positions are being replaced. But when it comes to classroom, all those who were replaced, 90% of them have not been able to get by or to replace them, which giving challenges to the other instructors that are on campus. When you check on NU campus today, you find out that some instructors are carrying 6 courses, 5 courses, 7 courses because of the challenges that we have. And if we want to give quality education to our children and we want for those people to be the future leader of Nimba County or Liberia at large, we should give them the quality education. Today, we found out that even those who came from studied, you remember Nimba University was a Nimba Community College before. So when we decided to elevate the institution to full-fledged university, granting bachelor degree, some instructors were sent out and some took the initiative by themselves to go out. Now, as we're talking, we have 9 instructors out of Liberia going to school, and about 5 of them will be returning this year, while 4 of them will be there for next year. But we witnessed that up to now, some of those who returned from their studies 2 years ago and even 1 year ago, including myself, have not been able to regularize them on the national payroll. And we are tough for several times. We have engaged the institution for many years, but we have found out that the politics is coming from the CSA and the administration are unable to even do the replacement of the faculty, which giving more challenges to the institution. Furthermore, You see that the cafeterias on campus that were built to ease the hunger activities for even the students that we have, which they themselves will use their money to go and is part of the generating fund for the institution, have been closed for over 5 years. We are talking over and over for the administration. If you don't able to run this particular cafeteria, give it to individuals that will run it, and you will be able to get percentage from the sale, but to no avail. Up to now, I will tell you, the only blessing part at this time is the reading season. There's a pipe-borne water that passed in on the campus. They have been using it before. But I can tell you today, up to now, about up to 5 years, I mean, from 5 years or 6 years now, the water has not been used. Because they said they oil the water and sewer. It caused that the janitors can leave from campus and go to nearby and get water from there, from their well, to come and supply the various bathrooms and other places on the campus, which is inhumane. So to go through those steps, we are saying the administration is not ready to run this institution or to take decisive decision. We are closing this institution. We will not give any other grades out, because when we grade out, it means that we will be calling the students on campus so that it will cause chaos. Based upon that, we said we will not give grade. The students, when they finish with their exam, they should go home and wait for the administration to do the needful thing before we open the school. Even when you entered on campus today, you will see in the classroom those whiteboards that we are using just to buy a fluid to clean those whiteboards for us to be able to write on. There is nothing. Even when you write on some of the boards today, the children will say, "I'm not seeing what you're doing," or "What you're writing there, I'm not seeing it. What is that?" So based upon that, we said from our general meeting, we took a unanimous vote to wait for the administration to do the needful thing before we resume classes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adonis. I read your press statement yesterday, and I have it in my possession. You listed 8 counts, and these 8 counts, I believe that number 1 count where you talk about replacement of instructors and staff at the university.
Yeah.
Don't you think
Yeah.
this is above the administration level as faculty?
No, it's not off their level. You know, the unique part is when people were retired in all those entities of government, the administration of that entity will go and do recruitment. After the recruitment, we send the listing with the pin and delete pin to CSA, which the process will go on smoothly. But during the process, we witnessed that the HR of that time went even and replaced some of those retirees for the institution, especially those who are coming from classrooms, with individuals' names that we have never seen them on campus, and they are not even on campus. And we have never seen them before, and they are not even in the employed or the volunteer process of the institution. Furthermore, they even apply to say, yes, this individual applied for them to be absorbed in the system. At the end, when we saw the listing, it was alarming. When we informed the administration, they called us and the HR, the then HR in meeting, and they went through the investigation. You have get us that it was some of his friends and relatives that he was placing on the payroll, unknown to the administration, which at the end, they came up, they set a committee to carry on the vetting process and replace those instructors in classroom because of faculty carrying services and 5 courses, which is inhumane, which is not even hefty to the students. Based upon that, we went up, we were asked, I'm talking, I was part of that committee. We went, we recruited people to be replaced in the classroom. at the end, we are witnessing that even some people that were replaced are people that are closer to the former HRs, or even are even people that they have some people there that they are saying that they should not, as they call, get them on the payroll. Based upon that, because the then HRs was, I mean, it's related to the DMG at the civil service agency, they up to now they are black those names. They are black the replacee not to be replaced on Nimba University payroll, strangulating the institution. We are calling on them to take a disaster decision. If it's not in your possession, you can make a research. The decent web bill says, if I'm G. Adonis Goisa, I'm out of work for 10 to 14 working days, it is a voluntary resignation. The administration of the institution should replace me. But up to now, the HR we talk about, he wrote his letter of resignation to the institution in May, but up to present, August pay that just trying to come out. The HR that had resigned almost 4 months ago is still on the payroll because he related to Darlington Smith, which is the DMG at the civil servant agency who blocking the instructors that have been shortlisted or have been vetted to replace people in the institution.
Now, this fight, like you are explaining, I think is coming from the civil servant agency. Have you liaised with your administration to see how best this issue can be resolved?
I think I told you this process started last year, July, which we are going over 1 year.
So, what have been the
As I'm
administration
talking,
efforts?
as I'm talking to you, they even took us to CSA. When we got to CSA, we even accused, I mean, we told the DMG that you are the problem, and your cousin Wama also, because your cousin Wama, you are taken from him. And the last one that happened in July when they carried the lesson to the CSA and the director signed, the analyst signed, everyone signed. He took the lesson and seized it, saying that until where he his cousin went as as national full aid, as HR, until they allocated budget for him as a salary, he will not take it, and he will not appoint any other, he will not allow someone to be employed in Nimba University institution. When we got that information, we called the administration immediately, because the first thing is they are doing things like they're afraid of the individual, because he has no control over your institution. You recruit people. There is academic institution that someone we talk about have no control over. It is like it is institution that he is not part of. It is not you that can recommend someone to get there. So they went in their present, they told them that we will not employ those people. I mean, we will not take those people. In fact, he said, we're not allowed those people to get on the payroll. Based upon that, all those instructors that were volunteering last semester, as the semester going on, they came out and said, for us then, it means that we didn't work for the next semester. Based upon that, we will not give tests, we will not give any other thing. We appealed to them, and they accepted as the head of faculty. We met them, we appealed to them. They accepted to give their test so that they will not strangulate the children. But the only thing we can do now is, since the administration has shown us to be a very weak administration, they should go, we should go and sit down. They have to go and tell Darlington Smith that those instructors have to get on payroll.
So now you got 8 counts petition. Yes. With the 8 counts petition, which one is most important? Because I'm seeing the reopening of a university cafeteria. All of this.
If you listen to the press release, we say all. What is all? Like, as we are discussed the replacement. Now let's look at The second one, which said the regularization of instructors returning from study. Yet instructors now, and before we give information out, we will make our research and be 100%. That's why I make us to be lecturers and instructors at the university. The Nimba University have over 6,000 hanging every month for personnel, which when instructors return from study, the administration has to just write the government with your credentials and your documents, submitting it to CSA or finance, saying that these individuals have elevated himself to this particular level, and according to the employee law, as you have this particular qualification, you need to get this. And our how they call personnel course, we still having numbers of, this social amount there. He have this now. We can add this amount to him to be equivalent to how the credential look. But up to this time, I told you 1 to 2 years, people return from study. They have never, which myself I'm part of.
Have you been having dialogue with the administration to see how best
I think I've continued to tell you, we started this thing last year. We are going to and fro for 1 year plus. Nobody listening to us.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Andolens. I'm going to stop here. We got 2 panelists on the show. They will be asking you a question. DK will just join us on the show. DK would like to say welcome. Over to you, Shadrach. Your 2 questions to Mr. Andolens. After you, we go to Madam Lorena. Then maybe we can take leave of him.
All right, thank you, Junior. Thanks to Brother Adonis Gracia. So I listened to you. You explained about the situation at Nimba University, which I am not in favor to see people sacrificing to provide knowledge for children, but then they are not paid or they are not getting what they're supposed to get or being disenchanted. It's bad because we also need today because of education. So we are with you guys to see the best thing happen. But then I have a few questions to ask. You said you've been in confrontation or dialogue with the administration since last year. So my question number 1 is, what have been their position in terms of really addressing your concern?
All right, thank you, and welcome to Madam Duncan from the highest commissioner. Thank God that she's here. She will witness some of the issues I'm telling you. When we started engaging the administration of Nimba University, in overall the rural universities like Lofa, Bonn, Grand Bassa, Magdibi, Grand Jidek, Grand Cru, all of them saw our advocacy and they joined us. We even went as far as the highest commissioner. The first thing we went and petitioned the president of the Republic of Liberia. After petitioning the president, they set a committee headed by the highest commissioner on the Commission on Higher Education, and they gave us working sessions that we did a work for over 2 months. That document is before the president today, and it was concluded in May. It was concluded in May. We submitted to the president. From there, for the Nimba University administration, I told you we are engaged in several times because we started last year until now, and they are refused to listen to us. As you see in that press release, we said that we are on all our diplomatic means, and they are failed.
Mr. Guizian.
Yes.
I ask, no, you may not be specific with my answer, but I know you've been engaging them, and now they are refused also. Did they tell you about any constraint or what has been their no adequate position in terms of your concern? That what I want to know.
You know, those those who in politics, they can say the people are using country militancy. When we engage them in any other month, they will come up and say, okay, this month the payrolls are gone already. Please give us next month to do this, to do this. When the next month, when we are engaging them, they will say, oh, we are gone 90%, we are gone 80%, we are gone 100%. At the end, and they will wait until the 15th will pass, because all payrolls in Liberia have to be processed from the 5th all the way to the 15th. When the 15th, 12 o'clock, the payroll closed, there is nothing to be done. Then after 15, when we engage them, they say, oh, we went, we did our best, but they are saying we should wait for next month, and that delay title, they have been doing it throughout.
Okay,
without telling us the genuine reason why this thing not going through. We are only telling you this because we ourselves are researchers and we can get our information out there. It is from the CSA that someone is there blocking the Nimba University replacement, which is Darlington Smith. I continue to tell you. But then when they go and engage this individual, and the individual, whatsoever we tell them, they will have the fear to come and tell us. Then they will say we will process it next month. The following month we process it. They have been on it since last year, July, up to present.
All right. So, Darlington, I'm asking you a question because myself, I've been a civil servant before, and my employment process, it took almost 3 years. We were, especially at the Central Office Education, that someone could be employed within 2-3 months. It took 3 years to get employed. So I'm asking that because I want to back the administration out in your favor, but I want to know the clear understanding. Number one, you said they always give you the impression that give you next month. Have you got a committee verified from CSA that indeed your names were submitted as CSA?
As I told you, I've gone to CSA. We all went and submitted those documents. I'm saying replacement. I'm not even saying how they go to employ someone. It is just replacement that we're discussing. So you took someone from payroll, replace the pricing with this pricing. We have vetted this pricing. There is the qualification of the pricing. There is the documents of the pricing. Replace this individual with it. For example, let's look at it. On the campus, James Memotopa was the one elevated as dean. He was the associate dean to Dean George Duo. He was elevated. When he was elevated, Madame Ziando, who was the clinical director at the nursing program, was elevated. She was elevated to the associate dean position. But up to present, the only thing you need is to take as Memo have moved to dean position, replacing Mr. George Duo, replace Zianto, who is on the payroll already, with Memo Toba. And they are refused.
All right. So,
for example, as I tell, please listen. As I'm telling you, I told you first that because of relationship, they are doing something right. They are taking people of the relationship that they have with the person. For example, me and Lawrence Dine came from China in 2024, and I did electrical engineering master. Lawrence Dine did environmental engineering master. When he came, the then HR we talk about is his childhood friend. They promoted him to associate dean. At that time, we have individual who came from Sierra Leone, Baidori, he was appointed as associate dean at the College of the Agriculture and Food Sciences in 2023, and we came 2024. Baidori has not been able to even get BSc salary. They still getting staffing as associate dean. But Lawrence Dan, that he and myself came from China 2024, he's now a full associate dean that he's taking his salary because two of them went to school, Lango Lepe in Kakata, and they were a cameraman there, or they have been friends before, and they have been friends throughout.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
he knew.
Thank you. Before we go to the next panel, I read through your press release. There are many camps. I
Yeah.
think up to 8 camps, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
no, why are you guys not focusing on at least a key issue in terms of the human resource capacity, like your status, be regularized, like you already say. But then you get many camps in terms of school,
Oh,
classroom comfort and other activities like cafeteria
okay.
opening.
Let's look at this.
I come in now, let me learn, then you know how to address it. What I'm saying is
Okay.
you are not in administration, you are no faculty. So sometimes budget constraint it comes with a lot of things. So we're not focusing about your regularization of your status, but then you are counting about classroom, open a cafeteria, and other factors that attached to your employment. Do you think it will not bring interest rather to your process of employment?
No. The good thing about government is this. Like this year, this fiscal year that we in, we have additional 150,000 budget. I mean, increasement in the budget for goods and services.
Okay.
Before we were having 300 and some more thousand for goods and services, and 150 were added. And when you get on our campus, I don't know which one you call is grief. Let's look at common water issue.
Okay.
Will you allow, as we sitting, will we allow the old lady that is in bathroom cleaning to leave the campus and go on another neighbor house to draw water on her head and bring it to in bathroom just for administrator to use it? Is this what you call not agree? Are we saying no blackboard or chalkboard? We should sit down and talk in our mouth that students will listen. Is this what we call is not agree? This is what we're going through that I'm telling you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thank
Let's
you,
go
Mr.
to other
Angolas.
topics. We will continue to ask as we go along. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, I
Thank
must
you.
admit, right? Because where I'm getting it a little bit confusing is that recently the Higher Education Commission came out with institutions that are qualified to operate,
Yeah.
and they're calling to the commissioner who served as
Mhm.
president of the institution. He said they
Yeah.
sent folks in the field and they made assessment on all of the university campus. And some of the issues that you guys listed in your press conference, these were reasons why universities were closed in Liberia. Less faculty. Now, Nima University stay on the list to operate as a university. But you coming up today with this kind of grief, I mean, it sound very heavy. But
Okay. Thank you.
uh-huh.
Thank you. I told you, thank God I'm an Andunge here. Even the time she came on campus, I was there. At that time, I have returned from China. As I told you, the first thing that the higher commission look at is the qualification of those instructors at your campus, whether they are at that level that's able to offer those courses. I will tell you, that's what I'm continuing to say. We have qualified instructors on campus with their credentials and their experience in teaching. The only problem that on campus is the services given to those people. That's what I'm saying. It is let's take for example, as a, instructors in high school, just high school. Are you able to, for you alone, to teach 7 courses? Which is unfair, and it's not true. So we want to give quality education to our children, that they will replace us tomorrow. Not everybody will be lawmaker. Not everybody will be minister. When I went to Xi'an Jiaotong University in China, which is the 7 universities in China. We were 3 Liberians that did electrical engineering there. 2 persons are assigned to LEC. And I will tell you, those guys taking over 2,500 USD, while I'm making $300. Is that fair, or is that immune?
Wow. This is thank you.
Eh?
Madam Lorena, let's hear you. Over to you now, your 2 questions.
Thank you, Junior. Good evening, Mr. Donald Garcia. Good evening, Stanley. Good evening to our viewers and Facebook land, and to our listeners in Radio Land. Good evening. So,
Good evening, madam.
Junior, I want you to give me time. Let me just clarify if I ask my question. So, I'm not an official spokesperson of the National Commission on Higher Education.
Yes.
Yes. So, but the National Commission on Higher Education assessment is based on 3 things. So, one is credential of faculty or teaching staff, and curriculum, and then facility. So, Nima University is one of those universities in Liberia that got qualified staff way better than UL. I can tell you that from assessment.
Thank
In
you.
UL, you got about 44% of the teaching staff either don't have a degree, or have a fake degree, or have first degree in teaching. And nobody with first degree is supposed to be teaching some on university. Unlike Nima University, their teachers are actually qualified. And when you come to the curriculum, yes, it's up to date. And when you come to the facility, if you have ever been there, they got a lot of rooms, they got a lot of facilities. So having challenges with things that were need in their among their account does not make that university not to be qualified.
Okay.
So Nima University was placing category B, meaning they have challenges and they need to work on those challenges. So I just want to clarify that. So, Mr. Gwesa, you said one Lawrence and you return from study, and he's being put on regular payroll because he and somebody went to school together. Who was that person? Who is that person?
Lufeteko Wama, he was the HR at that time. The former HR, he's no longer HR there.
Okay. Okay, so and then you also said that when the people from Nima University come as CSA to do the replacement process, there is someone at CSA who is stopping that. Who is that person? Why is the person stopping the process?
Darlington Smith. I'm saying the deputy director, Darlington Smith, even recently in August, the VP and the new HR went there. He told them directly, Lufeteko Wamat left from Nimba University since almost 4 years, so more now, but he's still on Nimba University payroll, taking 1,600 every month while he working as HR to Full Aid.
To where?
Full Aid, where Bokato is.
Oh, okay.
National Food Assistant.
Yes, National Food Assistant. Thank you.
Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that myself I have met Melvin and Charles Monkeyo at CSA many times on a replacement process. Many times when Melvin, you do the vice president for administration is in Monrovia, he comes over at how you call this thing? NCHE. So I just wanted to point out like that. I really don't have questions because I know what all you're saying. I have witnessed it. I know them. And so for me, my only thing I would like to say is on the pew. In advocacy, you cannot say everything must be done before you reconsider your decision. there must be a
That's
meeting
one.
point. So of all your counts that you made, me, I used to be in advocacy. We used to challenge any during leave, but we always had a meeting point before we get out with it. Okay, of all these things we say, how many of it do we think that we should do? There must be a meeting point. So I'll suggest and appeal to you, the faculty association, go back to the drawing table and say, of all these things we are listed, what are the most, maybe urgent three? Like to say, okay, when they do these three, we'll consider teaching and give them timeline. That will be my appeal. Because, for example, Jarento Smith, I'm not trying to be trouble, is not from Nima County, and probably doesn't have any relative attending Nima University. It is you and other faculty members who have relatives and friends attending Nima University. So if his action, for whatever reason it is, alleged action, let me say, it will cause you to stop teaching, it has directly had no effect on him, but maybe indirectly it affects the government as a whole to see it, because Nima University is not a private university, it's not a faith-based university, it's a state-owned university. So my appeal to you, if you people, is that go back to the drawing table and pick maybe the most urgent 2 or 3 and say, when these are done, will reconsider our decision and give them another timeline. With that, it means you are all for solving the problem. But if you say everything must be done before you reconsider a decision, in advocacy is wrong. It means you are not all for advocacy, all for problem, which I know that's not your intent. I know your intents are good, but maybe you just so frustrated and so you just want to say it that way. So that'll be my appeal to you. Maybe tomorrow morning, I will ask that to see what can he do. Maybe he can also in his capacity as head of NCHC and member of the board of Nima University, maybe invite or visit Mr. Smith. That's what I would say on this issue. Thank you so much, and I hope people will
Thank you.
consider that.
Thank you very much. I know I don't want us to go this route, but before I ask Mr. Adonis my next question, I want to say this clearly that they got valid points. Let them stand on principle. We are 178 years old. The issue they are raising here are not issues that universities should be discussing in Liberia. When people go to school, especially somebody who go to school outside country comes back, and you start to, choose between them and start to put certain people at certain position and leaving the other people behind. This is why today Liberia, everyone has become politician, because people who pay high-end money, people who supported their own schooling, went to school and graduated, they came back. But then for certain things to be done, it's not happening. And I'm pretty sure this is not only Nima University, but we'll stay here to discuss our post-analysis issue after Mr. Adonis leave uh, to go. But I got a few questions to ask him before he go. When we spoke earlier today, you said you were in Monrovia with your Secretary General. Do you care to tell us what's the mission there? Mr. Adonis, are you there? So I think his network dropped, but hopefully he will rejoin us on the show. But listen, sis Lorena, this this issue, when you read the many petition, when you read the counts they are giving, they are all genuine, man. Why would somebody retire from a university as a lecturer and you can replace the person? You're not employing new people. You just replacing somebody. That's their first count. The second count is say regularization of all instructors who return. Why would somebody go to school, get a master degree, let's say elevate themselves, come back to serve the institution or to serve their community, and you refuse to elevate the person. So you think if the man wanted to be on our same level, he would go to school? He would have stayed there to do the same thing that he was doing. But because he wanted to elevate himself, he went to school. He came back. And the worst of all, you picking among those guys. You choosing who to put at certain level and leaving certain people behind. So I don't think this is only Nima University fight. This should be a fight of every Liberian. If we want to see a better Liberia, let's see people who have starved to become certain people, be put in the position that they deserve to be placed in. The fourth count they gave was upgrading classroom condition. For God's sake, this is the 21st century. Who is still writing on chalkboard? Mr. Adonis was here. Who still writes on marker board, on chalkboard in this 21st century? Ghana, Nigeria. Go to their universities and see. The people use projector. Just buy one projector. I mean, one projector for each of the classes. When instructor comes, they will use their computer and then they will be able to project lessons on the board. But people still using chalkboard. People still using marker board. And the marker board they got, according to Mr. Adolins, some of them, when you write on it, you don't see them. The children will be complaining, the students will be complaining that we don't see on the marker board. Providing office space, that's your fifth count. Why would somebody, a lecturer, not have office space? Where do you expect this person to operate? Where do you expect this person to operate from? At his home? In his car? Along the way to work? Or on or in the hallway, the corridor of the university? Count 6. Repair school buses. For God's sake, man. University. Count 7. Provision of water supply on campus. University. Even UL complain from the same problem. They do not have water supply on campus. This is bad. This is bad. And I don't think with this kind of thing, it will encourage people to go to school. It will encourage people to go back home to serve their community. Take, for example, CEO Arvin Seka, who have lived, let's say, half of his life in the US, taking the man coming back to serve his community. You're not offering the man big money, but at least the facilities should be up to tax. But going to work, while the man thinking where he will go to use the bathroom, in his bathroom, no water, it's bad. So I believe that all of the counts here are genuine, and it takes the government just a blink of an eye to fix those counts. This is not a huge thing to do. According to Mr. Adolins, they got 6,000 extra in cover for people that went to school, came back for elevation. What's stopping the university from elevating these people's salary? You know how it hurts for you and I to get master degree? You working in certain entity, you taking certain salary, and then I'm taking certain salary. Then we say they're doing salary harmonization. It's bad. It's bad. These are instructors, people that impact knowledge. With this kind of thing, it's very difficult to take away corruption from the society. Reopening of cafeteria, for God's sake, which other campus, which other university will you go on to say you will leave your own campus to go elsewhere to have lunch? Which other campus will you go on to say you will go elsewhere in the morning to have dinner? I mean, let's say a breakfast. You leave to come to work at 8 o'clock. To get a cup of coffee, you should leave to go to the tea shop first before you get it. University cafeteria is closed. Then what man said they should look into counts and reduce them. I think it's bad. But the CEO is here. Let me not go above my limit.
Yeah.
Somebody not say I'm advocating for the so.
So I didn't know Shadrach got bald here. I thought I the only one got bald on the show.
No, only you.
No, you can see Shadrach been here down. I saw the bald here. I could see you.
But I got
Shadrach
boy else here. I got boy else.
Yeah. So I just got off work and I listened to. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we hearing you.
Yeah, I listened to our guest. I mean, just towards the end of his speech there or appearance, and man, I was really taken aback. And I will let Sis Lorena, maybe I'll ask her some of these questions because I'm not too, I'm not well versed in the way things are done over there. The guy talked about, I think he said he came from China, right? He studies in China and he came back with a master's in electrical engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And he's teaching at a university in Nimba there, and he's making $300.
$300.
That's what he said, right?
Yes, $300.
Okay. So that's what I heard, $300. And some of his colleagues who work at LEC make $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. I don't care where you are, that's unacceptable. So my question to Sis Lorena is, if she knows now, how do they determine the salaries of faculties at the university there? Do they have a flat rate for new teachers versus how long you stay there and then the salary goes up? Or they just look at you and pay you a certain amount of salary because of you're just coming?
Let me just chip in there. For him, according to him, since he came, they have not elevated him from his bachelor status to master degree status.
So was he making $300 before he went for studies?
So I think that's what he was making before he went for studies.
Okay. So says Lorena, I know based on your experience, how the whole salary structure worked there, at various universities, especially University of
Nima University.
Nima University.
So I will not talk. I will not say it like it's unique to University of or to Nima University. I think it is something that is across every entity. Somebody myself on Facebook today, she said, my SIL, nothing can pass by her. And I said, you want me to play blind? I say yes sometimes. I just say I want. Sometimes it very hurt my heart because I know how we beat on previous administration for certain things. So when I see the same thing happening in this administration that we fought for, this administration that we were insulted, people say they will kill us, it hurts my heart. So that's the reason why when anything is ugly, I say it. It will interest you to know that two persons can be having the same position. Maybe you are a director, I'm a director in the same entity. You are making more money than me because you have connection with CSA. I'm saying it without fear and favor. So it's not unique to Nima University. It's across every government spending entity. One, and number two, the person on Nima University is somebody who schooled in America. Tato Mongrel. So when people go to America or go to other developed countries and learn everything, work ethics and everything and practice there, and then come home and they refuse to apply it, it's also frustrating. Because if you have your PhD from a developed country and see a man and come from abroad, electrical engineering, as much course there.
No.
And then you expect from 2024 that he returned, and then he's making 300, and the university can Okay, the man is making 200 government period. Why they waiting for placement and CSA standing away and this and that? What wrong if the university decide to giving stipend to elevate that amount or to push out that amount? Nothing is wrong with that. But people believe that once it is not affecting me, I don't care. That's what happening.
So let me
Which is
ask though. So CSA decides the structure of salaries for each entity. For
yeah,
example,
okay. So CSA for all civil servant across all the government, I think I know 100 how many entities they
mhm,
decide. So if for example you are HR, I'm a HR, since the post harmonization era, we should be
mhm,
making the same salary. But
right.
instead, there are HR are making 500, while other HR are making 300 because of contact, which I think is, I mean, not everything, which is very, very wrong. That's what we're saying. So, okay, like in a case, he returned with another fellow who did environmental engineering. This fellow is making higher money because the HR at the time at Nima University was a schoolmate to the fellow in high school. So because of that, he made sure he process his friend, process everything. He making good amount of money. While I donate is still making 300 because the HR wasn't his friend. But
Thank you so much for clarifying. So
uh,
that also answered my question then. So the university itself has the ability to push for
yes,
their faculties
mhm,
if they want to do
mhm,
it, right?
mhm. The
Yeah.
university have that authority to do to set the salary because they are look at other university what are lecturers making. But then another thing he said is that when they come to do the placement, CSA has to do the placement. Or if you are elevated, CSA have to put in to make sure your salary match for your new position. And then he said there is somebody at CSA who is stopping that, who is blocking that. I don't know for what reason. Allegedly, let me say it that way.
Yeah.
Maybe we give you.
Yeah, and so
So
do you know that you are what I was saying about, I didn't say they should reduce the account, but in Africa, say, um, you can say because you've got 5 counts, all 5 must be done before you reconsider your decision. And I'm speaking not because it's a Nima University, I'm speaking evidence based. I did advocacy for 2 semesters. So if you got 10 counts, you have to I know like divide them into categories and say which one is more urgent. And because if you say all 10 must be done before you can reconsider your decision, the person might just leave that with your 10 count and find other means to solve a problem, and then you be the loser. So you have to have a meeting point that you can meet to say, okay, if you do 1 and 2, we give you 3 months to do 3 and 4. That's why I said they should go around the table, choose the most urgent one, maybe up to 3, and then give timeline. Say, okay, I'll do this one, we return to the classes, and then after 3 months, you do this one. Then and then that will be done. And the issue of the cafeteria reopening, it had nothing to do with the government. It just being the president being innovative. That's all. What's wrong with the administrator say this, that's how this. I mean, it's about just innovation. People want a job, but they are not ready to add innovation to that job. So the old must Joseph Boaka come to Nima University to say you open a cafeteria, or must Jeremiah come go say, okay, and I can't open a cafeteria, that of mongrel. It should be,
yeah.
I mean, and the university come back is far from the time. So you expect people to come rushing to go to work 8 o'clock, even students, and then they come motor by the kind of they come buy GB to swallow. I mean, it just lack of innovation on the part of the administration. That's why I would say it's not the government.
Yeah. And then overall, I think our people, the leadership of the university, needs to do more, needs to do better, because education is the bedrock of any society. NIMBA
Mm-hmm.
being NIMBA, us wanting to put out great students out there tomorrow, build a brighter future for our next generation. We need to take into consideration really,
Now,
really put.
you see, I'm not cutting you off, but what I'm not understanding from the faculty association press their accounts is that Recently, Madam Lorena was on this journey. She went with the Higher Education Commission, and they checked the faculty association. They checked the classroom. They saw that the classroom were unique. They checked the staff that they had. They know that okay, these staff they have offices. They had everything. They placed it in class B. Now, when you are in class B, you almost on A level. That means you got 80, you got 89 and below, 89 to 80. That means you are higher up there. So if the faculty, if the lecturer do not have office space, if the lecturer, if on the campuses you do not have water for the bathroom, if the people who return from studies, they have not been elevated for the past years. These are things that I think they should have said to the committee that came to them, that we have these challenges right now. We need to work on them immediately, effectively. These were
Okay,
reasons when I listen to Dr. Wunkeyo, when he were giving reasons why universities were closed. These were reasons why universities were closed. Faculty not being up to standard, classroom not being on task. All of these things were taken into consideration. We don't want to go backward to Neiman University thing, but I believe that the right thing need to be done. Yeah, like you agree with me, people cannot go to school, especially where you say salary harmonization, then certain group of people taking certain money, another group of people taking certain money. And the worst of all is that these folks, they are accusing one individual. They're saying this man is the reason why things are not improving in university.
Ooh,
So what can
Hey.
action be done? Dr. Wunkeyo served, he served as one of the pioneers to the university.
Gina, excuse me, who are they accusing?
They accusing the CSA boss. They say that the man saying that we should not elevate. They may be doing pick and choose. People have, resigned from the university, but they are still on the university payroll.
Yes. At least my network is a little bit better now.
Welcome
The
back,
real
Mr.
season,
Adolis.
so
It's great having
I'm
you back.
back.
But I'm done with your time on the show over.
Oh, okay,
We're doing our
okay.
post. Yeah, we'll drop. You can listen to or you can watch us.
Gino,
So,
Yeah,
Gina,
he
Gina,
says, since Mr. Adolis is here, let's ask him for his parting comment, because when he was here, he didn't give us his parting comment before he leave. Mr. Adolis, this is it competition. You went to school in one of the most advanced country in the world. You saw how things are there, and then you see the learning environment there. You did one of the most tedious courses in the world. Now, serving as the chairman of the Faculty Association of Nima University, if these counts, all of them are not resolved, what will be your next step? Include that in your parting comment.
Yes, thank you very much. That's what I've said today. Those who we are teaching today are the future leader of this institution, this country tomorrow. Like I told you, the place where that when even a course, you will find out that you have 2 to 3 instructors to teach you based on their experience and also their qualification. Because for
Sorry, I want to
example,
ask this. Sorry, Mr.
yeah,
Adolis, I was it the university that sent you to school?
it was a Chinese scholarship that I got. I went to school, Chinese government scholarship.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead with the parting comment.
Gino, 1 minute. I want to ask one more question. Please
Yeah.
allow me to ask Mr. Gusian the question here.
Yeah.
Mr. Gusian, so when you guys were trying for scholarship, whatsoever, those who went on their own, did the school give you guys
Yeah.
any money, or how much did we pay for you people?
Yes, for the example, when I was leaving from Nimba University in 2022, they were able to pay my plane ticket because the scholarship I got, they said they will only be responsible for me when I get to China. So I appreciate the institution for that. That's what I meant good for the institution.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Give us a
So,
party comment
beside
now.
the PTA, there was no conversation at all. Because when I get to the people and when we find out, we know what to say.
Compensation, the heart.
I'm
What
saying
are,
beside the PTA, nothing was
When
given.
you take your salary while you were in China,
yes, you know, when you are on civil servant, when you take a civil, I think, Madam Dunget know very well when you're going for a study leave, you can take your study leave and go, and on civil servant salary, you will be getting something from there.
No,
so the
my
first
But
year you know you get
question
100%
is,
of the
the
salary,
school now,
and
the
afterwards you get 50% of the salary.
500.
hello?
Did the school give you any amount of money? The 5,000, 6,000. That's my question.
Yes, that's what I said. When I was leaving, the school gave me $4,000 at the time, which plane ticket, it was the COVID-19 time, which we used plane ticket as 3,100 at that time,
I
because
attest to
we
that.
used to go. We left. We spent 3 days in Ethiopia for COVID-19 issue before leaving from here.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. In 30 seconds, give us your parting comment.
Yes, as I said, when you go out there and see what is there, and you come here and you are not seeing it or you are not doing it, it's like a crown, and even your conscience will not serve you well. Why will I go up there and seeing professors teaching me even a topic that another professor is not school in? They will send another professor to come and and teach me. Then today I comes and say I alone teaching 5 courses that have many topics that I was not school in all. It is a crime to me. It is academic crime.
Mhm.
The only way we can do is to replace those instructors in that will retire, and we find means to employ people institution. We are going just for the past entrance last Saturday. We have over 800 students candidates that sat for the test around Nimba County, which some people even left from Morovia and went there for the test. And their hope is because of the qualification of the institution have today, that even any other person can post off. Those who are teaching there today, I will tell you, you have 95% of them having mastered, and over 6% there now pursuing their PhD. Will we continue to that's their hope? If someone came from years ago that you are not regularizing, what happened to those who coming today? So we are asking the administration, those women that are janitors on campus, those classes that we are sending in teaching, those teaching material that we are using, they should make it available. If not so, we'll not be able to teach. We'll not be able to give the proper lesson to our children. So thank you, Madam Dunget. Even one time I met you and I at the CSA, as you said today, it was me, Charles, and Melvin that went there. We went for the same issue, but up to this time, it has not been resolved. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Adolas. Thank you for being here tonight. So, folks,
Hello?
that was the voice of
Okay.
Mr. Adolens Guisia, the chairman of the Faculty Association of Nima University. That is Nima University Faculty Association, NUFA, speaking to us this evening on a couple of issues that the Faculty Association are faced with. According to him, or according to their press conference, they listed 8 counts. And these 8 counts, he said, All of them must be met before the faculty association resume any other activities after their final exam. Again, we'd like to say thank you to all of you for joining us on the show here tonight. Mr. Philip says Ziagben, watching us tonight. We'd like to say welcome to the show this evening. Mrs. Patience Mambia was following us from your Gloaded Town, District 5, Nima County. Patience would like to say welcome. Joseph Cooper also watching us on Soul Clinic, Pingsville, Monrovia, Liberia. Joseph would like to say Josephus Cooper. Josephus would like to say welcome to the show. Mr. Emmanuel B. Dan watching us. I don't know where you're watching us from because you didn't put it in your message. Terran Lane was also watching us from Bayonne Town, District 3, Nima County. Terry would like to say welcome. Philip was also following the show this evening. Again, Shadrach, you listen to Mr. Dolans. You listen to him. You've read the accounts. I know we were giving our post analysis before he rejoined us. Are you in solidarity with them? Do you support their call for not going back to school until these things are met?
All right, Junior, thank you. No, like I was asking the question, why are you guys demanding all it comes to be resolved before we return to class? In solidarity with them, but now with all counts, like I said, first thing is salary first.
Okay, wait.
It will be,
The conversation will get the conversation will get sweet from here. Which one of the counts you are not, supporting? You got it with you.
the word supporting is not the right word to use. I support you all. I'm saying priorities.
So which one of them you think is not a priority? Which one of them you think is not a priority?
Good. I will start with the open the cafeteria. It's not a priority as per their needs now. So if you want for you to get your salary to be employed or your standard to be regularized, you can't go first.
Let me ask you.
So then you made me do I will lost focus when I finish asking.
Please keep focus. Please keep focus. You work at LTA. Do you have a cafeteria there at LTA?
No, I have no cafeteria there. I want to restaurant to go eat currently.
Do you have chef?
I said no. We don't have cafeteria at LTA currently. Maybe we'll move to the new building before we'll have it. But currently we don't have cafeteria where we are currently.
Okay, I'll leave it with the listeners to judge you from there. Let's hear you.
I'm very clear. I'm a Liberian. I know. I also that I said I in support of them, but now we all come to be resolved as once before they return class. Let's be realistic. These are budget issues.
Go ahead. You got your 5 minutes.
Support that, let the class will be conducive for the children to sit somewhere unique to think very well. Equally so, let them give administration time to address the issue step by step, starting with the higher priorities. When you do project management, they get when they say why it's rare, it had to do with human life. You solve it first, then you go to other things that had to do with non-living things, the material, the car, whatsoever. So in their case, their well-being is the first priority to me, which is their salary to be addressed first. While those children also in school eating good food, then of course they'll be motivated to be in class to teach other children. 2, they will go to the class to facilitate improvement for conducive environment for the children to sit there and learn. Number 2, then we look at other factors surrounding the environment of the school, the cafeteria where they will not go off campus to go eat, but they will stay on campus to have lunch, which is important also. But it should be step-by-step priorities. That's my point. That's my point, rather. Now, let me say this, Junior. Sometimes we come public to criticize institutions we work with. But again, sometimes we will not say what institutions have done for us. No, when I got a guy, they have come today in our chat room, I called a few friends from our school who work in our school, some administration. I called them to inquire what's going on. I see this communication from your school, and people, faculty, I agree. So when they listed the accounts, they said yes, there are still get challenges. and we're trying to work on it. But about their salary, we've been working after it, and some of them, they are witnesses to know today's issue. But equally so, they will not talk about what we have done for them by paying, even giving them stipend or money to go to school. They retain, they immediately want to get elevated. But they are not counting budget issues that the institution face with. Now, he gives you, when you go to school channel, he will see $8,000. But here he's saying what, 4,000. For general department, he for the general department, they get 4,000 for that department. Then from the school account, they get additional 4,000 from the school. Total is $8,000. But he did not do that one. Why it's true that the institute have improved our children. When the school help also come to public say, okay, they are help us, but they need to do improvement in this area. Then it becomes justice to everybody. But I pray that the school also to come out to do something better to get them regularize as their status, and also look at other standard of our country, CSA law, to also bring them to bring them in line with other people who making money. You can't be director, the John Brown director, you make 4,000 and you make $400. I against that. It happened to me, I will not feel motivated to work. So I will not sit there and say, because goods is my brother, I told my brother, I need support. Why it's happening? But equally, we can check, we can do check and balance in terms of budget allocation for institution and why is it going on currently. Why is it true that it's administration doing it by selected justices or whatsoever? I have no idea. But we are counting on administration of your NU to do the right thing, address that issue, that they are concerned, and also made them to go back in classroom. But my appeal to them is they shouldn't say that all counts should be resolved before they return in classroom. Then it means that St. Lawrence said, then they are not advocates now. Then they offer how they call it, creating a problem more. For even the children, they say they want to save their lives or they want to give education. Because trust me, all it cannot be resolved as one. No matter what you do. Even tomorrow say they're giving $1 million to that institution, they got other priorities to settle. In terms of salary, other operations, fuel, generator, these are all priorities. If no generator, you can't run the school. So
Thank you.
Look at those factors.
Thank you, Shadrach. Thank you. I mean, like we say on the show always, we got to disagree to agree to certain things. That's why we call it a heat hour. You're looking at certain things to be priority. They're looking at certain things to be priority. I'm supporting the account fully. You're supporting all of the accounts, but you're saying they should take certain things to be priority. I'm saying all of them are priorities on the show tonight. So it's good. 23 minutes past 9 o'clock in Liberia, 23 minutes past 4 o'clock in Minnesota, USA, 23 minutes past 11 o'clock in Rwanda, East Africa. Water S. Fandolo watching us from Lisono, Zan in District number 8, Nima County. Water would like to say welcome to the show this evening. Now, Lorena, your 5 minutes, let's hear you. I know you're looking all of us, man. You see, when Mr. Adonis was here tonight, you say, Lorena on the show, she can attest to it. Lorena is close to that. So, Lorena, I beg you, use the little connection you got with that. When we say that from Nima University is maybe Mr. Wunkeyo. So use the little connection you got with him. At least, like you said, all of them will not be met at the same time. But the major one right now, I know that Mr. Adonis will not talk about it. The major one right now on the main account is being elevated. Let them receive the salary for master degree. So I beg you, you can use your position, you can talk with him, and you'll see what to do. But let's hear your analysis and your parting comments in 5 minutes.
Yes, so thank you. As usual, it was a beautiful show. So most of the panelists were not here today. Maybe they were caught up with work or something. And I also want to use the time to say a speedy recovery to Siawete. Though we talked yesterday and he said he's much better, but I just want to make it public. And Mr. Adonis Garcia and the faculty of Nima University is sorry to hear what is happening at Nima University. And some of those things are not unique to Nima University. But I also I don't want to blame everything on central government. I blame some on the school administration, the president, and his leadership. Because to reopen the cafeteria or the canteen, it does not have to even be in the budget. The reason is Nima University get money from our social development fund, besides what is budgeted for at the national level. So nothing is wrong with Dr. Moncrief and his leadership or a code of officers to say, okay, we're going to put 5,000 to opening a campaign, and then a campaign open, and then it's going to generate revenue. Nothing is wrong with that. I don't think he's going to get suspended for it. And nothing is also wrong with him buying toiletries. So let's say the national government gave money, and let's say, oh, you want to salary. What about the 50,000 they get from the county social development fund? Who's stopping from getting used for toiletries for the school? I mean, it's kind of frustrating because that the Mongo went to school in a developed world, so that the Mongo knows what it means. When they say university, when you enter, you know what it means. Even high school, what it means. The first time I went to my campus in the US, I thought it was a whole city because I was just going. In fact, in the hallway, when walking with biscuit on a particular floor, nobody else there. I mean, so if you go to school in such an area and you come home and you are heading a university in your own country, not different country, to say, oh, maybe they meant don't care, but in your own very country. What's wrong with taking some of the money you get from social development fund to reopen a canteen, to make sure you have toiletries, to even make sure you have water? Yeah, what wrong with that? So, like I said, it's just about adding innovation to your work. Often people want position, and the title of the position matters, but what you do within the position is what people will remember you for. People will not remember you at this person, but what you do, that's what people will remember you for. And then the one that I would blame on the national government is the one of replacement. Somebody is retired, why are they still on the payroll? Or somebody is no longer in the particular institution, they are in different institution. Why are they on the institution payroll? It should be somebody else on that payroll. So that one I blame on the central government, on CSA. If it is true, I blame it on them. And like he said, they are intern. I hope they be able to work around it to build a resolve so that they can be able to return to the classes and teach our children, our future leader. And so just before I close today, something caught my eye today. I don't know. I think you all remember about 2-3 weeks or a month ago, President Baka suspended one Martha Jaliba. She was a deputy minister for administration at Ministry of Justice. And then the appointment that came out yesterday, she resurfaced as commissioner at Law Reform Commission. So the public doesn't know why she was suspended, and then she resurfaced in another government entity. So I mean, I'm kind of like, well, why was she suspended in the first place? It was not like you were doing, shifting people around, but they just suspended for administrative reason. Now she appears to somewhere else. So it kind of left me wondering what's wrong. And then my last thing I should have said during my opening statement, working late. Yesterday I said it. I said on Spoon and the global chair for CMC. I mean, she went below the belt on another female panelist. And I'm glad today that CMC came up with they did an apology letter. I think it was so responsible of CMC. I must commend Representative Musa Bidete and his co-officer for such a decision. Other people want to be arrogant, but I must commend them for what they did. And I mean, say truth as it is. Because if you say you want to do things differently, you should do it at all levels. It shouldn't be because the person is a person. So yeah. It make it say I want to join CNC.
So Lorena, you can still see the way they are called today. You can still see. You say I will call today, but you can still see me.
Is it my eye or cut? No, I
But you
say
say,
cut my eye.
yeah, but the one I'm saying, I call you can still see.
No, I'm not like cut my eye like CUT.
Oh,
No, that's
okay.
yeah.
Personal, how to call it? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Like I, I don't know that I just saw it. I remember that name, and they said about a month or 2 weeks ago she was suspended, and now she
Yeah,
resurfaced.
I saw that name, but for me, I'm not familiar with that name. But equally so, the C president who suspended and they can reinstate in David position. They do that.
Government is deep, Shadrach. Government deep. Yeah, so and they
Before
can
they
do their
well,
thing. Yeah, but Mr. Marvel, seeing you came on late. Today was just a really short and fantastic show. I don't know whether you listen. I don't know whether you listen to the show, but we had Mr. Adolens here tonight, the chairman of Nima University. I want to give it us to you because it was under your regime that I don't know. Yeah, Nima University was created under you people regime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was created as Nima County Community College, and I
Yeah.
know you hold that dearly to your heart, and you want to see it succeed. But if you check in our chat room, you saw the 8 counts petition those guys sent. This was why he was here tonight explaining about them. And he said all of them must be met before they go back to work. So you were serving as a development superintendent at that time. You created a university. And somehow we know a little history about the university changing from Central High Campus to university in 2010 and all of that. Tell us your take on these people petition and then maybe your parting comment because you were not here, so you couldn't ask question.
Well, thank you. But before I go any further, I want to just make some correction. I was actually at the Commission of Higher Education when the community colleges were being established. But then I was not development superintendent.
Oh, okay.
I was heading the research, planning, and institutional development office at the Commission on Higher Education. And as a matter of fact, I was a very young professional guy at the time when I assumed that role. And the whole dream of community colleges was birthed when the commission launched a program to clean the various tertiary institutions in Liberia because Liberia had just come from war and bulk of the universities were being overcrowded. And because of the overcrowdedness of the various universities across Liberia, there were a lot of splinter colleges and universities that were below the belt, which placed a dark cloud over the future of higher education in Liberia. And so when we met with the president, Madam Sirleaf, under the stewardship of then Director General Dr. Michael Pegwis Lewon, we proposed community colleges, in effort to decentralize education and to as well create more tertiary institutions that will house students from the various splinter universities that were closing down by the time. And I personally conducted the outreach for the establishment of various community colleges, Nima, Bomi, Grand Jide, Lofa, and Grand Bassa
And they sent to LRCC and came up with a report, assessment report, that created a leeway for the establishment of those institutions. And beyond that, when we were in student leadership, we advocated for the establishment of a college in Nimba, headed by Stanley Bain at the time, and it was good. We even planted a live tree on the campus, symbolizing, growth. I think it was a cola tree that we planted in 2010 during the Nimba 2010 Independence Day celebration. So we've come a long way when it comes to the community college, now Nimba University, which I see as a pride to not only me, but every well-meaning Nimbayans and citizens of Liberia, because the university allows students from across Liberia. Now, my take is, when you're out of school administration, you really don't seem to know a lot of things that happen within. Sometimes, like I just bumped into Lorena when she was speaking, talking about 50,000 I was giving, why it can be used, or Dr. Mongru came from one of the great Western universities, so it is expected that he's learned enough and those things should be replicated. That's true. But the flip side of it is that university in the West, many of the universities in the West, the university budget alone is more than Republic of Liberia budget. I happen to work with Eastern College in my community here on a contract when the products were performing below the belt and their products were not passing government regulated exams. We were contracted to investigate and, formulate ways that will enhance student performance. And I had a 4 or 5 months contract with them. And when you review the budget some of the colleges are working with, it will interest you to know that the budget far exceeds Republic of Liberia budget. So it's so unfortunate that we're talking about qualifying higher institutions. We're talking about running, programs that will meet the current reality of, a time, but yet the budget that we work with as university, that should be a ground for innovation, that will be a breeding place of talents and innovation, creativity. And when you look at the budget, it's quite, it's quite marginal compared to what you want to see as an outcome. So that in itself, one thing that we would recommend to universities and colleges, leadership in Liberia, they should try to implement some value investment, programs that will help to generate income, that will help augment the already limited resources coming from government and student, fees. Especially in this regime that government has made virtually all public institutions free. And in the freedom that they've given, it doesn't really commensurate with the allocation that's being made to sustain those universities. And it makes it difficult. No matter what institution you come from, where you went to school, what experience you have, to have it replicated in Liberia in the face of the resource regime, it makes it difficult. So the faculty of administration themselves should think beyond just the title. They should also streamline what they have to work with as an institution to be able to understand where the issues are, instead of making demands that will look unrealistic. Now, I'm not saying that in any form and manner to condemn whatever uh, count that they have listed, but they themselves, as faculty, should be able to analyze and understand the resource regime they're working in. Then they can be able to network and come together, think tank as a team to brief a strategic policy prescription that will help the safeguard of the university. If not, you'll just be making demand, lay down chalks, and I'm sorry, most of these demands will not be met because not just that the administrator don't want to meet those demands, but if you look at how skilled the budget they operate with, then it makes you to want to rethink, because I would consider it a scheme boom budget. Education is quite expensive, it's quite costly. So to run a functional university that will breed creativity, innovation, you must be able to expand your resource regime. And unfortunately, and sadly for that matter, it doesn't work with Liberia. Then you're talking about university, you're talking about 150,000 budget. What can 150,000 do? If you look at, people, household surviving income in the West, individual household surviving income in the West, it's almost 9,400,000. That's family. Maybe family of 3, family of 4, or family of 5. Let alone to bring it down to a university that is preparing over thousands of students. So we have to revisit our education laws nationally. We have to revisit our allotment mechanism, the apportionment of budget to various institutions. Let the budget reflects the today's reality of things. If not, there will always be a crime. University teacher, lecturer in other parts of the world is well responsible, prestigious, but in Liberia is a survival job. So that's sad. That's unfortunate. I just say this to pity the condition of those who have made up their mind, who have dedicated their time to teaching, because it's much more like sacrificial. That's why I respect many of our colleagues who went out, acquired knowledge, or remain in Liberia, went through the ranks and files of the struggle, got knowledge, and decide, look, I want to dedicate my time to the classroom to teach. I think they have to consider that portfolio more sacrificial than money making and stuff like that. Because even to get a bus functional to run daily, dropping lecturer off and on campus, petroleum costs, and everything. If you purely analyze it, travel pay, petroleum, maintenance, oil change, tire change, if you factor the cost of that, just one bus in a year time, you'll be significantly, expending almost half of university budget in Liberia. It's sad. So they have to come together and think tank and to be able to derive a solution. Now, I'm speaking without any idea of what the Nima University budget is like, but I can say that freely, if a county like Nima national budget for central government is around 250,000, then why would they be giving University of Nima? It would just be a peanut. And so I don't want to shift blame on faculty. I don't want to shift blame on administration. Just want to shift blame on Liberia, the government, the people. So innovation has to come into play. The leadership of the university must be somehow innovative. They should work with the community. They should involve the community. They should plead the assistance of business people within the county. There are a lot of good people. People at ferries. There is a proper outreach. very kind-hearted, they will allow something to help the university. Floor is there. He's being a help in many ways. Other people are there. And universities should involve programs. They have agricultural department, farm agricultural land, expand it. You have land on the road, open petroleum station, make business. You know, they should think beyond the box. That's the only way. But if you depend on national budget, it's nowhere. What central government is giving and the augmented version that's coming from NEMA's social country social development budget, like I heard Lorena saying 50,000. 50,000 is nothing. I have used it many days and I know what it can achieve. So if it can achieve for my family, it can achieve for university. It can't even do anything for a department. So that's just my take to it. Thank you.
Yeah, excuse me, Mr. Anderson. I was speaking in the context of cafeteria. One of the comes is the reopening of the cafeteria. And so I said, I cannot blame that on the central government. I will blame it on the school administration. 50,000 is way too much to open your cafeteria. The structure is already there. I have been there on the campus. You have been there. So you can even start with 7,000. Because over time, once you will be getting money from the sale, and then you can start buying things that you still need. That's one. And then also toiletries. So I mean, you can if you put 5,000, if you take 5,000 to buy toiletries, it can buy you a lot of toiletries. So for that, even the leadership of the school administration, they said they need it. And over time, like you said, the housekeepers have to leave the school compound, go in a neighboring to get water to breathe before they can have in the bathroom. So what's wrong with having water on the campus? So the 50,000 cannot do everything at once. But Mr. Mongrue have been there. He was just reappointed, I think 2 months ago, when Murphy and Chad came to that office, so you were just reappointed. So you have been there. You are there through all the last regime, and then he there again. So if you had it in mind to say, okay, in the next 3 years, we have running water, it will be there. If you had it in mind to say the cafeteria will open by 2025, it will be open. So I'm just saying the budget from the national budget is small, we know that, but at least you get it from your county, the county development, social development fund. You can take it out, use 15,000 a day amount to do X. That's innovation. So that when you leave tomorrow, you got something to point out to say, I did this, that you are talking about. You once served in NCHE as in the planning and research, but I didn't even know that I served there for a short time, and I can point out something that I did. If you check almost every university across Liberia, there's a research and planning department which was my idea. So I can point out it. So position is good, but what do you do in the position is what matters. That's what I was saying. I know the money is small, very, very small. But what you do with the small one
now? Lorena.
Yeah, Timothy,
I just want to speak to that quickly, and then I'll just leave you to kind of start to beg you. Let me not forget. One thing I want you to know is that you just saying the budget, you just saying the support coming from the county. When you join it together, then you look at the priorities of the university. When you come to talk about opening cafeteria, the cafeteria has to have personnel. There will be, personnel expansion because you will have to employ cook, you will have to employ cleaner, you have to employ other people. Now you have to take the demographic of the community into consideration. How much can the cafeteria generate? How sustainable can it be of help to the university? Now, what we did at University of Liberia, and I thank God, all the guys that are today, you know, in the leadership of NIMA University, especially the faculty association that you talk about, Donis Boysa, those are boys that I'm saying boys not in a disrespectful way. We are crowd. So that's the manner I'm speaking. But those are guys that went to the University of Liberia, and we all were there. The cafeteria at the University of Liberia is for the student union government, the University of Liberia student union government. And the union government cannot even manage that cafeterias. What we do, we give it out to business people. And those business people on a lease agreement, they lease the property, they maintain their cafeteria open, and they do their business. The only thing, however their business go, that's not our business. You just lease our place. So I think that could be an idea. And both of you guys are aware, instead of taking it on the administration of the university, you find workable ideas that will help, you know, to keep some of the demands soft. You know, the space is there. The space belongs to the university. Okay, can you rent it to somebody who wants to open a restaurant business on campus? Okay, that right now becomes a benefit to the university. But when you say, okay, the 50,000 is coming, the university is underfunded. That 50,000, you look at the priorities of the university that will help the smooth running of the university. The cafeteria is not part of the priority. It's far from functioning university priorities. Okay, we will say, okay, allot the 50,000 to research. Let, you know, professor apply for, do a concept proposal, apply for research grant, and be able to develop policy document. But again, that's Liberia. How many of the policy policy people that comes from research institutions that you know, stakeholders can utilize it in solving society's problem? Zero. So the best thing to do is put a place out for lease, let interested individuals rent it, and keep the cafeteria open, and the university benefits from the rent. But to say you get 50,000, dish out 15,000 and put it to the opening of the cafeteria. You're not just opening cafeteria, you're going to expand personnel, because the cafeteria will have to employ. Okay, and already you're dealing with a basket that is so skilled. So you expand it, you offer kill. So I think instead of just looking to the credential of who is there, let's look at the reality of what the person is working with. If you don't know, you don't know. We did a contract for a college, you know, college. But the college budget is more than Republic of Liberia budget. We're not talking about university. That's how, you know, evolving and growing society can place premium on education. But it's not the society we come from. Bulk of our budget goes to politicians. One of the state actors, the offices, the budget they use far exceeds university budget. How do we survive? How do we survive? When I was the Commission on Higher Education, bulk of the thing we used to do is projects. Because I come from a project background, so we'll be writing. You know, UNESCO, you this and this, that for funding. But if you go into government like funding, zero. After payroll and pay rent for the property, you can't even maintain your generator. That's the entities and institutions we have to work with in Liberia. So if you're not in a seat, you don't know how it works. Or if the shoe's not on you, you will never know the right sizing, how it burns, how it's cool. You don't know. So when it comes to Liberia, and one person who just very scared to jump into condemnation, jump into conclusion, jump into wrongful or rightful judgment of people because the facts are not for you.
I'm not condemning. I hope you don't get me wrong. I'm saying with some level of innovation, some of the things on the list will not be on the list. Let's be factual now.
What,
So if
The factor now that why we talk about that because this is salary now. Let me come into small. So you talk about taking 50,000 to open cafeteria. Let us understand that everybody got budget line. Why the money was given for faculty development, or let's say I call it school operation that maybe keeping the classroom clean. You will not take that money and put into cafeteria. Once you do that, you deviate from the procurement process. It becomes another issue differently. I come in. So I think you learned to explain that saya listening. I just want to make, even though what I want to say, they seem say almost most of it. Like that you feel no, I don't call Nima. You get 1.5 budget annually, and 1.2 go to what salary. So that even the 300,000 left for operation whatsoever, so now they don't even receive it from central government. We agree with I instead of direct low guys because if they're not in classroom, our professors back when they will not learn. I just speaking on both sides. When I speak for them, I also speak for the institution what they are going through in terms of budget, allocation. It's very small. That people already say it's a schemic budget.
Thank you, Shadrach. Thank you. DK is here. DK, in 1 minute. I know you've been following the show from your end. Tell us your take and your parting comment. Let's end it here today.
I have zero interest in the Nima University stuff. When people do education with politics, that the result are what people getting. Majority of the guys who are in administrative and leadership positions at the university are not qualified. They went there because they are affiliated with the NDR or whatever political party that how they went there. So there's no innovation there. They lack every other experience. So I don't care what happened there. Tomorrow our guest will be Pearson Walker. Pearson Walker was one time PNC chair for Lima. He resides in Canada. Pearson will be here tomorrow for us to talk more about the local government act and the usage of our county development fund. Those are things I have interest in. When people prioritize politics over education, you can't get anything.
But
Including this is not only limited to the university, the Nima University. People who sacrificed and brought our university to that standard, that they are going to everybody because they didn't support PYJ and George in 2017. They booed them out and handpicked people that like every other experience that don't work. You can't carry people at vice president for university days that don't have any experience. You killed in the place. So I don't care what happened there. I had less interest in what happened there. What they did to Yah when they dismissed Yah from there, Yah with UMU. So you thought you were
She's not
this,
what
you thought you were
UMU.
reducing her. She where?
She's not what UMU.
Where she is.
UMU let go of her. The UMU has a new president.
Yeah, but I think when she left on Nima University, that's where she went. When she left on the community college.
She went to
You
UN.
can't have imagine they call our place university. How many of the vice president there have terminal degree? You calling the place university for Christ's sake. Somebody go to go. We need to be serious. But look,
Yeah.
I have somebody that is teaching third grade here. The lady that is teaching it, the developed world, they teach you like when you ask a teacher in the developed world, they say, I'm a third grade teacher. People don't just be teacher anyhow. You have to teach a specific grade. That lady is doing PhD. And we just take people from anywhere because they supported NDP, they supported CDC, they supported United Party, and just send them somewhere and say, go manage. What result you will get? The result you will get because I'm close to Koga, I'm close to Nya, I'm close to Kun, I'm close to Baka, I'm close to this. That's the result you will get.
Thank you.
You might have all the professionals, you left them down and took up Mumu and put them somewhere, and you want to get that kind of result?
Thank you.
I don't have
Thank you.
interest in that. The leg there in the university close.
That's why I'm saying for me, I don't want to, I'm a politician and I'm a policy person, so I don't want to say as raw as he's saying it, but
I don't
into saying
share your view,
that
DK.
is innovation. That is the best way I can
My
put it.
cousin, you said
And share
what?
that the way
I don't
I
share
know
your
about
view.
But I
I
tell
know
you to
about
share
the
my view. I
So
get time
guys,
for you.
guys, I come and say, Loretta,
Eh?
we can
Ah.
stay here. We can stay here to discuss all of our issues after the show. But again, I want to say it has been a wonderful show tonight. It has been a great one. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be here with our guests to discuss the local governance act, to discuss Liberia, to discuss issues happening outside
right.
Liberia. But again, we around the border of Democratic Republic of Congo. It has been confirmed by the Ministry of Health in DR Congo that 15 persons just died in Congo from Ebola virus. So recently we run away from here because of an outbreak of civil war, let's say Malaysia war. The M23 folks says they came or they were fighting. We run away from here. Somehow went to Uganda. Now it is Ebola. So y'all keep us in prayer with that around Congo border.
My man
But
Congo
again,
and Ebola are 6 and 7.
it has been a good show. We can have our conversation after, but again, those of you who've been following us tonight, Patience Mambia, Josepha Cooper, Emmanuel B. Dan, Terran Lane, Philip Ziagman, Walter S. Fadolo, and the rest of the folks would like to say thank you for being here. Tomorrow we're going to be here again to have a wonderful discussion. It has been a good show. Thank you guys.
Thank you.